Hello everyone, this is Ronnie just coming to you today with a video. I've been getting a lot of questions of late talking about buying and selling from TJ Maxx and Marshalls and reselling on eBay. We've done this probably 5 or 6 years now. I know we've done some videos on it that go back to probably 2013, maybe 2012. I don't remember. It's been a while, but at least 5 years talking about it. We've done it a few. I used to do it before that. Um, I used to date somebody that worked at a TJ Maxx, but it's another story for another day. Um, so I'm gonna give a few tips and few things that I've done in the past to help my chances um, of buying and selling from there. Now, one of the rules I go by is I try to at least 3 times my money. Think I'm saying that right. So if something is selling for around $10, I want to sell it around $40. Now, I know I run a sale. Sometimes I run sales on my eBay stuff, anywhere from say 10 to 25%. Sales are slow, things want to be moved. I just sell it and move on from. So then it would mark it down to 30. So I would know there's some decent profit margin in that area. And since it's newer tags, it's not a lot of work. And newer tag stuff for me most of the time does not get. I get less returns on that stuff. I get more returns on actually the pre-owned clothing. Um, since I don't do free shipping, that's not equated in that. So I guess if you people are doing free shipping, you have to equate into it the shipping cost. I don't know who's doing free shipping in 2018 anymore. Those shipping rates keep going up, and the only person paying for it is you, not your customer. Make your customer pay for it. Trust me, you won't look back. Um, there's a lot of ways to save a little bit of money. You want to buy. Some people have bought gift cards in the past. I've bought gift cards in the last few years, especially when they were like 16, 17, 18. I think I've seen them as high as like 22% um, off. So you would be buying a gift card for, let's say, $200, and you'd be able to get that gift card for 155 bucks or something like that. So right there, you're already making more money. You're saving money. The problem is, I've recently checked. I checked, what was it? Gift card site Raise, Raise, and also Gift Card Granny, and it seems they running around 7.2% on TJ Maxx and about 6.8% on Marshalls. About that, both sites, give or take a little bit. For me, it's not really worth it. For me, anyway. I'm saying for me. For others, you may want to do it. It's not really worth it for me to go out there and get those gift cards, their online websites, and then wait and then do this or that. Maybe you can get an electronic gift card. I'm not sure how that works. I've only gotten the physical gift cards in the past. So that can save you money stacking that. Sometimes using reward credit cards and stuff like that. Depending on if they work with certain sites and so on and so forth. So you could also stack some money that way. Um, Another thing is understanding a store's clearance cycle. I used to get idea how they run the cycles at the store. I'll ask. You know, I'm in the stores quite often. There's a few stores by us, the Marshall TJ Maxx, and since we know some people that work at the TJ Maxx, my wife's some of her friends from college, so we'll figure out certain things. Um, with Marshalls and TJ Maxx, the best clearance they run a semi-annual clearance sale. Most people you hear online say the yellow tags. It's because most of the year they use red clearance tags. All of a sudden they start to use yellow clearance tags, and it's twice a year. They'll do it right now till about a month probably from now to the end of February, and then they do it again in August. They do it again, and basically they're getting rid of the end of the clearance stuff. You'll see a lot of jackets, more so wintry things, but there's a lot of other things mixed in there too that fall through the cracks. Some things I've noticed now, we'll talk about that. And with the yellow tags, not the first, there are many rounds of actually the yellow tag. I think they mark it down like right now they'll do it, and then like 2 weeks later they mark it down again. And then near the end, and probably maybe a week after that, it's almost every other day. And then like the last weekend, and I'm not sure the last weekend they do it, you can get stuff as low as like 50 cents, a dollar, $2, $3, and some of this stuff has some crazy retail value, and some of these things you can sell upwards of good money. We've gotten things for $3, $4 and sold them for over 100. But being at the right place, right time. Um, but I'll go through some of the drawbacks and some of the things in a few minutes of you'll sell it, but there's some different things. You do also have to remember with these items, these stores, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, get a lot of the same stuff. There's a lot of TJ Maxx and Marshalls across the country. So you kind of want to look for a little bit different things. If you're picking up a lot of Ralph Lauren items, let's say, guess what? The market is going to be kind of flooded in that Ralph Lauren market because there's already a lot of stuff on eBay with Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren's a great brand. People love Ralph Lauren, but the problem is you're gonna have an overabundance of it in a quick time. A lot of people are gonna be throwing it on there. So either you got to get it on there quick and sell it fast, or you're gonna be waiting it out to get good money on it. And I'm a kind of wait guy. I'll wait it out. I'll wait a year on things. Um, Me and Krillin were just talking the other day. He's someone that comments in my videos. He makes videos. Krillin876, I believe. You can check out his channel. We were talking. We've got a lot of the same stuff. He lives in New York. I live in Massachusetts, and we were both getting a lot of the same stuff last year. These Ralph Lauren cashmere sweaters, and we were both run into a lot of the Brooks Brothers Black Fleece line, which is a higher end line they had. I believe it's discontinued since then, but it seemed like there was a lot of it out there last year. Um, People are still selling it because it was out there. So you got to remember that you're getting a lot of stuff that's past seasons, so it might not be the most popular um, styles or current, but sometimes that also benefits because a brand pair of jeans or something they may not make anymore, but there's a following for it. Um, so you always want to be on the lookout for certain things. Look stuff up when in doubt. Now, I've made things that people overlook, kids' clothing. I've made huge money on kids' clothing in the past, buying it for pretty cheap, buying it for $1, selling it for 20, very easy. Um, some of the things to look out for, look for the stores that are off the beaten path. You can go to TJ Maxx website, Marshalls TJ Maxx, or Marshalls TJ Maxx websites. They're owned by the same company, but you can go to their websites. They have a store locator. Put in like 100 miles or 50 miles of you. Look at the stores, map them out. Most of the time, where there's a TJ Maxx, there's a Marshalls close by. Keep that in mind. But if a store is 10 miles off a highway and it's in a smaller town, guess what? That store has probably not been hit as regularly as a town in a big store near a shopping center in a mall would have more traffic. So a little bit less defined in general. I found better luck with the stores that are off the beaten path. Another reason I love going to these stores, and it's clearing a certain thing, is like multiples. And I love selling items. In the past, we've gotten 10, 15 Hugo Boss dress shirts. And I went to probably 30 other stores like that weekend for clients, did not come across another one of those. But that one store, for whatever reason, had a whole bunch of Hugo Boss dress shirts, and we paid either $10 or $12 for them. They were blue, just your regular blue like shirt, and we were getting between 48 and $60 for them pretty easily, and they were selling pretty regularly I think we sold out of them in like 6 weeks. People was buying them pretty regularly. Another thing, we ran across a bunch of multiples. One store with these Lacoste sweaters. They were all larger sizes, from like 2 extra tall to like 5 extra big or something like that, or 5 extra tall. And we picked up maybe, I don't know, 8 or 10. We were selling those. I think we paid 15, and we were paying. I mean, we were selling between 60 and close, like maybe $90. I think a few at the end. I got rid of them over the summer, kind of cheaper than I wanted to, just to move them. I mean, sometimes you get into a certain season, you're left with these things, and sometimes you've already made your money back. Somebody sends you a low enough offer, and you're like, yeah, I can do that. I can move that. Um, we also did that with Vineyard Vines, youth size corduroy no, corduroy pants. Picked up a bunch of burnt orange ones, but they were a buck. We were selling these for $20 to $25, and we were selling these actually on Amazon also, merchant fulfilled. And also, we got a bunch of Joe's jeans. They were like these wax cotton jeans. Same thing. Picked them up for $1. We were getting probably 25 to 30 for those at the time. We were selling those on Amazon also, and also eBay. Um, what else did we find? I have a list right over here. I came prepared today. Larry Bird kid jerseys. They were, I think, made by Reebok at the time. This is probably going back 3, 4 years ago. It might have been Adidas. I don't remember. But huge size. Those were selling really good. I think we paid $2. We were getting $30 to $40 for those regularly. And another weird one. I almost didn't pick them up, but they were so cheap. I think they were $2. There were a bunch of small men's. What's his name? He was the point guard for the Rondo. I don't know. It's point guard Rondo. I can't remember. Rondo. Can't remember his first name for some reason. But he was just traded, and usually players that get traded, their jerseys are not like huge things. Like, you want to kind of stay away from that, unless they were a very popular player. Um, but I picked them up because they were so cheap. We were selling those for around $30. What else? And then another year, we found a bunch of youth size Bobby Hull and Wayne Gretzky youth size jerseys, and we were selling those for $50, I think, on Amazon. I think I sent them all on Amazon. They sold fairly regularly, and we were getting. I think we paid like $5 or $10 for those. It was really cool, but don't dismiss a bunch of things. Send it. We picked up a bunch of Guess women's dresses one year. We were selling them on Amazon for $40. We paid $1. So if you're ungated in clothing on Amazon too, and you could scan the barcodes of certain things and see if you could sell them on there, that's also a good way to go. I don't sell on much of Amazon anymore. I don't really like talking about Amazon anymore. We kind of started rolling around back into Amazon this year. As last year, I kind of wanted to see how a lot of things shook out, but I kind of missed that Amazon money. And with the possibility of going on the road this year, I kind of want to make Amazon more of my business model. So, enough talk for Amazon. I'm cutting it short there. But you just want to make sure, you want to do that. With clothing, it's very up and down. So another thing you'll come across, a lot of sports teams. You're like, let's say here in Massachusetts area, we have some decent teams. We have Boston Red Sox. I'm a Yankee fan, not really a fan, but they're popular. Patriots, people love Patriots. I'm not really a Celtic. I mean, not really a Pats fan either, but they got their thing. Boston Celtics, love the Celtics all day. But once again, they're popular. People love this team around the country. So you might have jerseys here. They sometimes will find themselves in the markdown area or other apparel. If it's decent, you can make some money on it. So what may not sell because of overabundance in your area would sell. Or another thing, look out for jerseys maybe that people are just not going to pick up in your area. I've seen jerseys from like weird Chicago teams and stuff over here. Like one year we came across a whole bunch of Chicago Noah jerseys. Now I didn't pick it up because he signed as a free agent with the Knicks, and I didn't think they were gonna sell for well. But there was a bunch of Chicago Joakim Noah jerseys for whatever reason. So sometimes you really got to pick and choose with the jerseys, but sometimes jerseys or sports stuff, depending, sometimes they get sent stuff and you're like, why did that show up here? Like, there's no market for that here. It marks down pretty well. So you want to look out through that stuff, but not all of it sells based on, there's a reason why they're usually blowing it out. A lot of times you have to watch out for, even though you can get like, let's say Levi's jeans. I went and did a little run the other day, checked out some of the stuff that they had in these stores, and I seen Levi's jeans, and I was like, they were priced fairly regularly. They were priced at like $10 or $12. I started looking up comps. They're selling for like 25 free shipping. Levi's jeans in general don't sell that great. I mean, what do they sell for brand new? $50. So even though you're getting a deep discount on them, it goes back to the Ralph Lauren. There's a lot of Levi's jeans online. A lot of people do sell them new. You can't sell them on Amazon. I believe that's a item. So you really have to pick and choose with that stuff. Now I would go after this comes into the next thing of, well, we can save that one for last. But you also will notice, especially with yellow tag time, you'll understand that there's a lot of odd sizes. You'll find a lot of smalls, maybe a few mediums, but the large, extra large, even sometimes the two extra large, it's like, where are they? They're gone. Then you'll find 3X, 4X, 5X, 6X. You'll find the weirdest sizes. There's a market for this stuff. It might not be, you might not find the most people coming to your store buying this stuff in your local Marshalls or TJ Maxx, but online, big people don't go into stores buying clothes. Like they go online, order their stuff all day long. There's a market for it. Don't be scared off. It may take a little longer, but there's stuff out there. I mean, we've come across all kinds of stuff, and I'm not, look stuff up. You can look it up easy enough. Really do the research behind it. But you also have to remember, at the end of the season, and this also goes in with shoes. You'll see shoes that like that 8 to 11 size, non-existent. I mean, a lot of times at Marshalls and even TJ Maxx, and I don't really know enough about Ross. I mean, I've been to a few Rosses when we were down in Orlando and a few Rosses in Virginia, but for the most part, we don't have those stores up here in New England. So I can't give any advice on those stores. And since they run somewhat differently, I suggest you go over to see Mr. Glenn Hustler Hacks and figure out that from him. But I can't give any information about that. But Marshall and TJ Maxx, I've been doing it. I understand it. I love it. I'm gonna die over here. I don't know. I need something to drink. Good thing we're almost coming to an end over here. But the end thing is, a lot of the stuff that you're finding clearance now is winter wear, end of clearance stuff. So in the summertime, it's bathing suits, shorts a lot of the time. You'll find other things too, but a lot of majority of it was spring and summer wear being auctioned off because they want to put out the winter stuff. Now this time of year, they're auctioning off all the winter stuff, not auctioning off. They're clearancing all the winter stuff. So you come across a lot of jackets, a lot of sweaters, long pants. I found a bunch of ski pants in the past. I'll pick up anything. Like I ain't scared to sell anything at any time. If your money is limited, maybe pick up certain things you're gonna sell very fast. You're not gonna sit on. Another thing too, this kind of stuff, it's good to use credit cards. You have credit cards. I mean, we have American Express. I I can put a bunch on it as long as I know I can float that balance probably before I have to pay it 5 6 weeks. So I could get a huge amount of inventory, and because I pay that card every month, I'm not paying any interest on it. So it gives me the luxury, especially with TJ Maxx and Marshalls, to hold it about a month, get that money to pay that card, and it's no money out of my pocket. Now you can also do this with thrift stores too. Goodwill, Savers now accepts American Express, or other cards too. There's Visa, Mastercard, whatever you want to do. But I'm not suggesting you do that. But it might be an option. Um, so you get a lot of the end of stuff. You have to remember, once they start putting stuff on clearance, boxes for shoes will start disappearing. Like, boxes just get thrown out. Like, they don't even worry about boxes. A lot of stuff will be missing the retail tags. And what I mean by the retail tags is, like, Ralph Lauren will have their tag they put on the phone. You'll see the Marshalls tag, but the Marshalls tag really don't mean shit. What are you gonna do? Show something that you paid $3 for, $4 for? So a lot of time you got to sell that with new without tags. It really doesn't have the tags. Um, so you want to keep that in mind because that's a lower percentage you're gonna get of something. So depending on where it is, I know when I got down into the end of the days where they're selling things for two, three, four, $5, you really have to pay attention. Things will have flaws, things will have holes, stains. Maybe the ink explosion thing blew up on them. You really got to pick and choose what to buy. One year we did find, and this was my own mistake. It was a chitin cashmere blazer. My wife told me we picked it up. I don't think we picked it. I just, so many things over the years you buy and sell, you forget what you buy and what you sell. I mean, we average 1,500 to 2,000 things sold, plus over 2,000 things. So you kind of forget a lot of different things that you buy and sell over the years. But it was a chitin cashmere blazer. We seen that at Marshalls. I think it was like somewhere between $50 and $100. It didn't have any buttons on it, and I don't remember if we picked it up or not. My wife says we did. I don't think we did, but But I remember we sold something similar to that, but I don't remember if that was exactly one. But a lot of those blazers, if people remember, you put the buttons on there, they size it first, so it was kind of like crazy. They'll put the buttons on a lot of suits later at a lot of stores, especially the higher end. And chitin, whatever you want to call it. I know someone's gonna butcher me about the spelling, I mean the pronunciation of certain things. Hey, nobody's perfect, my man. But that's an overall thing. So if you're gonna go to these stores, make sure really anything off clearance is not gonna. It's gonna be hard to make money. You want to look for stuff on clearance. Understand when their cycle of clearance is. There are certain stores that I do never find nothing. Don't know what it is. I don't know if there's other deals in those stores, like people that in that area, but there's certain stores I've never found anything. This even goes into thrift stores. Certain thrift stores that I've just never had luck. I don't know if the manager is selling shit out the back of the store in a van or whatnot, but I can't find a lick in that store. Um, you know, I like buying newer stuff because you can buy multiples at times. Something have multiple listings, and put up 10 of something and just walk away from it, and it's gonna sell one picture, one listing, or one listing, 10 pictures, but one item, and sell it over and over and over and over. Less work. Um, and I think over this year we will probably lean towards that more, probably. But that's our thing. I said that last year too, but we're probably, I would say, 20% newer tag items. And if you ever watch our store, we do sell a lot more newer tag items week in and week out. So it's just a transformation. I mean, but who does not love the thrift hustle of going out there, finding stuff in that thrift store that you just can't find somewhere else? The vintage, the crazy, the cool stuff. I mean, that's the stuff that gets you going. That's the stuff you go out there for. Um, you know. But that's it. If you have any questions, put them down below. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day.